congratulations on the fight.
Thank you.
Just walk us, if you can, walk us through a little bit the second and third round versus the first. Should be far more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean,
less rounds.
in boxing, usually, I was really loud, I don't even think I need it. In boxing, it takes me usually like a round to get loose, but I have 10. So you forget that round that took me to get loose. With this one, we only have 3. So distance, timing, I mean, everything from smaller gloves, you know, it just took me a little bit.
Were you worried at all you weren't going to get the finish in the fight? It came late, but obviously you were definitely pushing for it.
I really wasn't pushing for it until I saw that I had it. I knew when I had it, and that's when you saw me really push for it. I was trying to keep the pressure on her and like wear her down a little bit. So I wasn't thinking of the finish, but knowing that I could get it.
And how are the jitters in there? You've been on this big stage before, but you know, Madison Square Garden and MMA debut, it's a pretty big deal.
It's funny, like when you walk in there, whether it's the ring or the cage, you only see the other girl. You know, you don't notice that you're in the garden or I'm fighting on my mom's corner. So it's all the same things. It really was just a matter of adjusting to the fight itself, not really jitters as much as getting the job done.
Are you happy with your performance?
I'm so happy right now. I didn't even care that I have stitches in my face. I'm so happy right now.
How many stitches?
I think 7. That makes 27.
In total? Have you ever had a headbutt like that?
Yes, in a couple of years ago at the Barclays Center.
Okay. And when you say you're so happy, I can't help but notice your eyes start to get a little watery. Can you kind of explain, describe the emotion?
It's like one of those times when I just worked so hard, and now I could say I did it too. You know, like a lot of people thought like I couldn't do it or I wouldn't do it. I did.
So when it's the third round, you have blood streaming down your face. What's going through your head when you're about to get back in?
Oh my God, I'm telling the ref, I'm like, it was a headbutt, don't you dare stop this fight. He was like, I know, Heather, relax. I so wanted to finish, so I just was focused on, you know, just let me get back at her. And as soon as the doctor said she's fine, let her go, I knew that I had to go balls to the wall. Can I say that? Balls to the wall.
Heather, for years I know you've been struggling with, you know, not leading boxing, doing mixed martial arts. Now that you've been on TV, now that it seems fans are taking to you, are we going to see repeat performances? Are there going to be more fights in Bellator for you?
I think I just fell in love, guys. I'm hooked.
Heather, you said earlier in the week that women in MMA are treated much better than in boxing. Is this kind of a way for you to kind of showcase to show other women in boxing that they can make the jump to MMA and be treated better?
No, it's not for me to show other women that they can make the jump. It's for me to show the boxing executives that women can fight and women belong on the big stage. And if I was 20-0 in boxing and 0-0 in MMA and I have this opportunity here, look what they missed out on.
How did this whole experience, you know, with the Bellator event and everything compare to, you know, some of the events you've been with in boxing? Because this was the biggest event in Bellator history.
This was a tremendous event. I would never say that any other boxing match I had wasn't tremendous, because for me, it's not really the event. It's the fight. It's getting through this one. So I can't say that I've had the most important fight or the biggest fight of my career, because either one is still me and the girl, whether it's my mom's backyard or Madison Square Garden.
Have you had a lot of fights in your mom's backyard? Do you keep referencing?
Not the actual backyard.
But close enough to it?
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And when you say that you're hooked, that you've fallen in love, does that mean you may leave boxing now?
I will never leave boxing. There are still girls I want to fight in boxing, so I mean that's not something that I plan on walking away from. But now I'm already like, Daniel, can I take a gi class on Tuesday? When can I come back? I can't wait to practice some new stuff and keep learning. I remember feeling this when I won the Golden Gloves here, that it was just like I couldn't wait to get back in the gym the next day and learn more stuff, and now I'm like, teach me more tricks.
Did you have a multi-fight deal with Bellator?
We did, however, because I'm gonna be like co-promoted, like that doesn't happen. It's never happened where a boxing promoter and an MMA promoter has an athlete that's active in both. So there were like strings attached and stuff, but I'm loyal to Bellator right now.
So you expect to fight for Bellator again?
Yeah.
Okay. When do you want to fight again in MMA? Perfect world.
I think it's like when does the best opportunity present itself, whether it's boxing or MMA? Give me something good, and I'll be ready to fight. Like I'm literally always ready to fight.
Do you feel like this has helped your boxing career in a sense that now this whole other audience knows who you are? Do you feel like you're more famous as a combat sports woman?
I hope so. I hope that I proved today all the people who thought that I was just doing this for publicity or just doing this for attention, that I can really fight. And I think that inside those 3 rounds you just saw, I can fight. I'll throw down. We going toe to toe is fine. So, I forgot the question, but I hope that answered.
How are you going to celebrate tonight? Obviously, a great victory for you.
Oh my gosh, I want to shout at J-Mo so bad. I think I earned it.
I'd say so.
Were you surprised that she didn't try to take you down, try to wrestle you, that she basically made you want to do a brawl with you?
She did try to take me down, but right? And I was like, not today.
1 or 2 more, guys.
How active would you like to be going forward?
As active as I can be. Like I said, I want to take the fights that make sense. Fights maybe people want to see, places people want to see me fight. I'm open to talk, whether it's boxing or MMA.
Do you have a preference as to either one, or is it just a matter of what makes most?
Let's do whatever makes sense. I like to fight, so.
What's the next aspect of your fight game that you want to improve on before your next fight?
I don't know. There's always room for improvement, right? There's even room for improvement in my boxing. So I'm looking to really go to the coaches and see what they tell me it's time to work on.
How hard were those knees to the gut?
They weren't.
Heather, this might be,
I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm sorry. That sounded so awful. They weren't.
Just out of curiosity, seeing you in there for the first time and seeing you have to adapt, you mentioned the differences between boxing and MMA. Now, let's say, and I know it's the opposite, but when Conor goes into boxing, is he in for a rude awakening? Is it drastically different now that you've done, the boxing to MMA?
It is 100% different. These are 2 different sports. Boxing for boxing and boxing for MMA are not the same things. They're not the same things, I promise you.
So what did you have to do differently in there in terms of your striking?
Well, it's not really a matter of in terms of striking. It's like thinking about you step in with a jab and your front leg is really exposed because all the weight is on it. For either someone to kick it or come and take it out. I mean, so your jabbing is different, whereas in boxing you can really commit to a jab. I mean, it's like boring stuff, but it's really stuff. You have ropes, the ropes give you an extra couple inches and get out of the way of a punch, where a cage is kind of like, to a boxer like me, like a brick wall. I mean, does Mayweather have a chance with Conor in the cage? Hell no. We all know that, but that's not what we're talking about. So, not talking about who's a better fighter, just that boxing for boxing is different than boxing for MMA.
What's more of a challenge for you, boxing or MMA?
They're both equally challenging. It really depends on who's in front of you, right? Who you're fighting.
Do you feel you took more damage in MMA than in boxing?
I didn't see my face yet.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Last one, guys. Last one.
Were you tempted to try different things in there, even though it was mostly a striking match?
Yeah, I was. Like one time I went to grab her leg and I was like, what are you doing? Do you really want to do that?
Bellator doesn't have a women's 125-pound champion right now. Do you think after that performance, you think you should be fighting for the title right away?
Oh, that would be so disrespectful for a 1-0 MMA for me to talk about fighting for a title, Even in boxing, I don't run around saying I deserve anything, If the organization thinks I'm ready, that's when we go.
Thanks, Heather.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.